Welcome to Rainy Days and Mondays. Always get me down. Here we're going to start out with Nick. I guess you would call him Matu, M-A-T-A-U, and he debated Sneeko. And if you haven't seen this debate, I highly recommend you go watch it. And yes, I watched it a few nights back, the whole thing. It was like 2 hours and a half long, but I watched it. And it was amazing and an eye-opener. Now, Nick is on your left and Sneeko is on your right. So we're starting this because we're going to go down this hole of New York, the terrorist attacks and all of this stuff. But it all has to do with Islam. All has to do with the Muslims. Wow. Nick hits Aisha being Muhammad's underage blank victim. Sneeko chips out instantly, denying Sharia al-Bukhari hadiths are legitimate. Now, their hadiths, in fact, the one with Aisha is one of their most reliable and respected hadiths. Sneeko panics, realizes he's a dumb you-know-what, and accuses Nick of deflecting while immediately deflecting back to Epstein. So again, you have to go and watch the whole debate, where Sneeko just kept interrupting Nick a whole lot, would change the subject, dodge, deflect, and then accuse Nick of dodging and deflecting. It was quite the sight. It was quite the sight. David on Apologetics Roadshow, him and Apostate Prophet reviewed it last night live, reviewed this video, and it was pretty amazing. So check this out.
This idea, Epstein was a disgusting piece of shit, just like the Prophet Muhammad. I think they're equally bad. I don't like pedophilia. Disgusting. If anyone's a pedophile, they should be castrated. Just so you know, Muhammad's Aisha was 4 to 5 years younger. 4 to 5 years younger than Epstein's youngest victim, and they're both equally disgusting. See how he doesn't want to? No. I don't want to talk about that, please. Mashallah, please.
I thought you were a hadith expert. First off, this is not confirmed and reliable
It's
hadith.
Sahih al-Bukhari, 5133, narrated by Aisha herself. It says he married me when I was 6.
When Epstein,
Epstein's disgusting.
This is not part of the
Sahih al-Bukhari. It's Sahih al-Bukhari, the most accepted hadiths in the world.
Nick is so hot right now.
You still haven't answered the question. I've answered every single one of your questions. You're going to hadith. You're going to your different thing.
He said Sahih al-Bukhari is not accepted. That is insane. It's the most accepted hadith in the entire world.
Hadith is up to interpretation.
What does Sahih mean? What does Sahih mean?
Answer the question before you keep deflecting. I answered all your questions. Who did Epstein work for?
It was insane, but I think Sneeko made a huge mistake bringing up Epstein, because how could you bring up Epstein? And of course, I was going to say Snooky. Sneeko, he's a Muslim. Well, he became a Muslim, so he's defending Islam. He should have known you're going to walk right into a hornet's nest bringing up Epstein, and then just not even forethinking, well, we could just bring up Muhammad and compare the two, right? It's insane, right? I recommend y'all go watch this debate. It was really good and entertaining. And I became a new fan of Nick here. I subscribed to his YouTube channel, and I'm also following him now on X. And I think he just got a huge bump, because the night I discovered him, I noticed he only had like 7,000 and some followers on YouTube. And then I subscribed to him. And then the next day, he had bumped up to over 8,000. So this gave him a huge bump, and well-deserved, by the way. Well-deserved bump. We are going to get to footage of the bombing, because I have some questions, ladies and gentlemen. I kind of saw some discrepancies, and I want to know if anybody else has picked up on it. And I'm like, kind of concerning, right? Kind of concerning. Let's read this. I really, really like this, and I think you will as well. Here we go. A Muslim. You Christians don't fast. Your religion is weak. No prayer, no fasting, just sin wherever, prostitution and clubs. Me? Let's start with the fasting first. We'll get to the other accusations later. Did you say Christians don't fast? Muslim says. Yes, Christians don't fast. Look around. Muslims are fasting right now. Me? Oh, Christians fast. We just don't make noise about it like you all do. Muslim. What do you mean make noise? Who told you Muslims make noise? Me? Literally, the whole world knows Muslims are fasting. They're fasting right now. It's on TV, radio, social media, newspaper. Everyone knows it because it's Ramadan. Y'all just broadcast it. Muslim. Yes, we announce it so people won't provoke us. Me? Provoke you how? Muslim. Like eating in public or eating in front of us. Me? Wait a minute. So because you're fasting, hungry people shouldn't eat? Muslim. It's about respect. When Christians fast, we wouldn't eat in front of them either. Me? Hold on a second. Hold on. I thought you just said Christians don't fast. Muslim. Well, I've never seen any Christian fasting in my life. Me? Exactly. That's because they don't announce it. They don't even tell their family or friends. Jesus taught us that fasting should be done quietly. The only time people know is during a church-wide fast, and even then, it's just the church members, not the whole entire planet or the public. Muslim. How can someone fast and not show it? Look at me. I'm fasting now. I'm weak, and anyone who sees me will know. Me? That's the difference. And funny enough, many Christians don't eat anything at all until the time that they break their fast. Muslim. What do you mean? Me? You Muslims eat early in the morning and just skip lunch. To us, that's really not fasting. In Christianity, someone might fast for a whole week, breaking each day at 6 p.m., no food all day. You still wouldn't know we were fasting. Muslim. Why are the authors of the Bible anonymous, and why didn't Jesus write the gospel? Me? That's not the topic. Please stay on the subject. Muslim. I know you wouldn't answer. You people don't even have the original Bible. Sorry for you. Me, hello, stay on topic. We were talking about fasting. Muslims. Christians don't fast. You people like freedom too much. Me? All right, take care. The reason why I wrote that, I wanted to read that, and if you paid attention to the end where the Muslim in the story, it was changing the subject. Well, this is exactly what happens in this debate. And if you pay attention to a lot of these debates these Muslims have, they deflect. They change the subject. At first, when this debate started, they were talking about Israel. When did they get attacked? When did the war start? Sneeko brought up Israel committing genocide. And then he's asking them, how is a genocide? Define genocide. All this stuff, just hitting him on history, saying, no, this didn't start in 1948. This goes way back, way back. He was bringing up stuff from 1921, 1939, all these different incidences that has happened. And guess what does Sneeko do? He changes the subject to, he wants to talk about Epstein. He wants to try to say that Epstein was working for the Israeli government. Not making this up. But the point is, y'all pay attention. Muslims change the subject when they can't win an argument and they know they're losing. This is what happens. Well, I'm going to have some different angles. Elon Musk reposted this. He says that's what he said. He said, and then Nick Sordo, Elon Musk retweeted Nick Sordo. It said, upon his arrest for throwing a bomb, an anti-Islam protester in New York, Amar Balat, immediately pledges his allegiance to ISIS, saying, all praise due to Allah, Lord of all worlds, I pledge. All right, look at the bomb right there. See where the bomb is? They're showing a bomb right there. Okay. Now look at the picture. All right, now look at this picture. He's gonna throw the bomb. Okay, we got all that. All right, so you got a pic. We had an image of the bomb on the ground, right here, and we have an image of him throwing the bomb right here. Okay, we're gonna get to the discrepancy. Trust me. Just keep all those images in your mind. Okay, now look at this neighborhood. Look at this neighborhood. Look at this house. I'll move my picture. We'll move over here. The parents of ISIS supporting New York City bomber thrower Ilham Qaim own a $2.5 million Pennsylvania mansion. It has 5,800 square foot home in scenic Newtown, Pennsylvania, featuring 6 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. My goodness. His parents are naturalized citizens from Afghanistan who fled their war-torn country seeking safety and opportunity in America. And this is how their son repays the country that gave them a new life by embracing extremists and hatred in this nation. So we're going to have, I think I might have it in a stack of stuff as well, and y'all might have already heard. These boys were going back and forth to Afghanistan to be trained. Yep. Kind of leading up to it. This is them.
Against that shit. Fuck you.
Look, he's got a... He's... Patriots.
I see that.
You know you're protected because there's cops around here. Keep running your mouth. Keep running your mouth, beta boy.
Yeah. You don't know. New York City's my city.
White supremacist tattoos, white supremacist flag out there. Get out. Go. Hey, you're not going to do shit by running your mouth, you beta.
Yes, I am. Beta.
Jesus Christ. I'm smarter than you. You measure things in terms of whiteness. I'm more white than you. Yeah.
I'm more white than you.
I'm not here to fight you. I'm not fucking here to fight you.
Check it out. They had a full roasted pig and they're on their way. Patriots just rolled up on the full roasted pig straight to Mamdani's office right in the middle of Ramadan. These dudes are straight up legends. Who's got the popcorn? This is peak 2026 energy. Now, this is before the bombing incident. This is them coming into New York to peacefully protest. The FBI conducted unauthorized court-order searches of homes in Newtown Township and Middleton Township in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, tied to an IED that ignited during a protest in New York City by the Islamic jihadists. The two pro-Islamic extremists, Ibrahim Qaimi, 19, and Imral Balat, 18, and I don't even give a crap if I said their names wrong. One's 19, one's 18. Both self-radicalized in recent years and traveled to Turkey and other terror training hotspots. America welcomed their parents who by the looks of it achieved the American dream. And this is how their poser kids repaid the country. How did they, and how long have they been here? Maybe we need to look into that. How long have their parents been here? And then they're paying for their kids to go back and forth to Turkey to train in jihad, and they probably paid for it.
Disturbing development involving...
What's this? Oh. Let's see. Let me get it in place. It says New York City bomb upgraded to nightmare level. The homemade bomb thrown at anti-Islam protesters in New York was packed with... trioxin, and enormously a volatile and extremely powerful explosive nicknamed Mother of Satan, and actually it was full of nails and bolts and all kinds of stuff. But listen to this. Now I want y'all to pay attention to something. I'll tell you when it gets there.
Involving the type of explosive used in the attempted attack and just how dangerous it is. Let's bring in retired NYPD Inspector Paul Morrow, who has more information on this device that was found. So it was a homemade device, Paul, but not necessarily a cheesy one, in other words.
No, not at all, John. And I have to tell you, having done about 15 years worth of this kind of work, counterterrorism work, this is a bit of a game changer. First of all, let me start by saying New York City got extremely lucky yesterday. TATP is enormously volatile. It is not very stable. It's extremely powerful. And it is the footprint, and if you go by past events, of serious bombing attacks. The London 7/7 attacks, Richard Reed's attempt on a plane. Many of us remember the Ariana Grande attacks outside the Manchester Arena. These are situations where you're well into double figures of people killed, never mind injured. So this was a very, very serious attempt, much more serious, I would argue, than it likely seemed to many right initially. And as to why they didn't detonate, in light of the fact that they were charged the way they were, is going to be something I'm sure that...
Okay. Here's the guy that we saw in the other picture that threw the bomb. Here's the bomb on the ground right here. Here's the bomb on the ground. And here's the guy. Now remember in the other picture, the bomb was, it was like he was throwing it, and then it was in the middle of a pedestrian walkway.
The federal authorities are going to be looking at very closely as they investigate these two perps.
Yeah, and hats off to the New York City Police Department for running in and stopping those attacks. They didn't just run away or go to a place of safety.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at, they didn't know what they were into there. All they saw was something that was smoking. For all they know, this thing is extremely powerful, but they ran towards it. Look, that's what your instincts are as a police officer. That's what you're supposed to do, but that doesn't mean it is any less heroic. So hats off to those guys, and thank God the devices didn't detonate. It really comes down to now, why? Was it an incomplete chemical formula? Were somehow or other the balances off? You know, the mixture was a little bit too much of this, a little bit less of that. It's not a simple thing to make correctly, very clearly, and it's also extremely dangerous to handle. So this really could have been a much worse situation.
So where did they get it? I mean, is TATP something that you can, go to a hardware store and buy the chemicals and make, or is it something they probably brought in from somewhere else?
No, you can make you can get the chemicals, but you got to know how to mix them. You got to know how to mix them in the right proportion.
Just go to Home Depot.
As I said, it's a volatile substance, and the footprint for this kind of thing previously has been the major terrorist organizations that we contended with for so long after 9/11. I'm talking about things like Al Qaeda and ISIS. And as far as I can remember, John, and I'm texting my memory, I don't recall it ever being attempted here on the continental United States. If you are in my old job, this is a very, very big deal. My understanding is that the devices are in federal custody, likely en route, I would imagine, to the FBI lab in Quantico, or perhaps the big lab that they have with the ATF in Alabama, and they'll be doing a very deep forensic on it. The NYPD bomb squad would have done the initial work on it. They would have deconstructed the devices, rendering them safe for handover to the feds here after x-raying them. That's what took a little bit of time. But look, Police Commissioner's Office has been pretty transparent. They came right out and told us, hey, these were very powerful, viable devices. This could have been a lot worse. But I would argue that the fact that they were charged with some version of TATP, which for whatever reason didn't detonate, and we may find out one of the cops on the scene literally pulled the fuse out. Yeah. So, some of the story remains incomplete, but wow, this is a big deal.
So
it's TATP, triceton, and Pexiox. Let me see. Let me put that in there for you. There it is, right there. There it is. What is that? But crazy. Okay, there's another shot of the bomb on the ground and him right there. Then you got an image of him right here throwing it. So what's happening? So what? He threw it there and then jumped over the fence. Okay, so now we have some footage where this guy slowed it down. So he drops it. He didn't throw it. Is anybody else seeing this? Boom. He drops it. There's the bomb right here. The cops are like, what is happening? So now you have this picture. Now, this guy right here, he's some leftist that's out there protesting. He's like free Palestine or some retard. So this person posts, this is the most symbolic photo of the century. An Islamic jihadist climbing on the back of a Marxist useful idiot to throw the bomb. But did we just see footage that he didn't throw the bomb? Now, was there 2 bombs? Did he throw that one, run, and then he had a second one? And then he planted it in front of the police officers? No, I've only been hearing and talking about 1 bomb. Am I the only one picking this up? Because I can't be. Because I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart. I'm just saying. This was a still shot taken. That he's throwing the bomb. Now, what could have happened is that he was beside that retard leftist protesting. He runs, jumps over him, and it just looks like he's throwing it, and then ran over here, dropped it, and did that. Now, that's possible. That is possible. I'm trying to find the video of that. I found it. Muslim throws a bomb at a white man in New York City while screaming Allah Akbar. FBI says it's ISIS inspired. Muslim mayor blames the white man for citing supremacy because Jake was out there, that's his name, was out there protesting, and he had a pig and stuff, but he wasn't being violent at all. Muslim mayor blames the white guy. White people make up less than a third of New York. There's no supremacy. Call it what it is. Now, I want y'all to watch this.
Outside, and then tell everyone else.
Yo, this nigga threw a bomb, bro. Yo, he threw a bomb. Yo, did he throw a bomb?
Outside, and then tell everyone else.
Okay.
He threw a bomb, bro.
That looks like he threw the bomb. Well, where's he running to, and where are the police? See, in the other video, he's jumping the fence. And he drops it. And then he jumps over the fence.
Yo, this nigga threw a bomb, bro. Yo, he threw a bomb. Yo, did he throw a bomb?
Outside.
I don't know. I'm confused. I'm not trying to put on a tinfoil hat and be a denier that none of this happened, but it's not making sense to me. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Now, he's just saying, did he throw a bomb? And now he's running. Does he have a bomb in his hand?
Bomb, bro.
I don't know. Let's slow it down.
Yo, this nigga threw
Here we go.
Yo, this nigga threw a bomb, bro.
And there he's running.
Bomb, bro. Yo, he threw a bomb.
The camera comes back.
Yo, did he throw a bomb?
They kept saying, did he throw a bomb? I don't know. Y'all tell me. What do you think? Gad said, strikes again in his post, the West must very soon recognize that all immigrants are not equally likely to assimilate. Not all immigrants are equally likely to be a net benefit to the host society. Not all immigrants are not equally likely to be a net essential danger to the host society. All cultures are not equal. All religions are not equal. A religion that seeks to destroy your society, civilization, religious hostage, and freedoms, religious heritage. I am so sorry, I cannot read. Religious heritage and freedom should not receive protection under the First Amendment. You don't own it to say religion, to catapult in the name of tolerance and compassion and, you know what, empathy. Capitulate. Religion to capitulate. Our freedoms, our liberties are being used to erase our existence. It's time to wake up. Every day that passes without the necessary autocorrection is ensuing that our children and their children will live in a world that is astonishingly darker than anything that the West has ever known. Jake Lang, that's his name, is going off on Islam after Muslims tried bombing him in New York. Then, during their public prayer calls, here is for jihad. They said Islam will enter every home. What do you think that means? By the sword, Islam is spread. That's how it's always spread. It's an intimidating, coercing religion, a false religion, and a political insurgency.
In the city, them doing their public prayer calls here is call for jihad. They said Islam will enter every home. They said those exact words in Times Square. What do you think that means? By the sword, Islam spreads. That's how it's always spread. It's an intimidating, coercing religion, false religion, a political insurgency in the city.
Here's Jake Lang again. Now, he's the one that supposedly, guys, if you're keeping up with, that the bomb was supposed to be meant for him and the other peaceful protesters against Islam. Just in, Jack Lang unleashes on Uganda Mayor Mamdani for being a Muslim terrorist apologetics. I was born a white American New Yorker. They deserve a home in this city. Did I read that right? They deserve a home in the city to speak their minds without having bombs thrown at them. I stand for Christians. Okay, I was born a white American in New York. They deserve a home in this city to speak their minds without having bombs thrown at them. I stand for Christians. And here he is going off.
Name the perpetrator of a mass terrorist attack on the NYPD.
The two officers who stopped the attack. What do you have to say to that?
God bless them, but did he name the name of the person who tried to kill them? What about
both of them?
Okay, so yesterday in his tweet, did he name them or he failed to name them but called me a white supremacist? 18 million impressions.
He did fail to name the two terrorists, Mamdani did, but named him by name and called him a white supremacist, but never named the two guys that were terrorists and didn't even call them terrorists. And it sounds like he's been shouting so much he's about to lose his voice.
I am a pro-white American. America was founded by white people, and they need an advocate. We are disappearing. We are being displaced. We are being replaced. I have hate in my heart for no one, but I have love in my heart for the home team. I was born a white American New Yorker, and I stand for white American New Yorkers. They deserve a home in the city. They deserve to be able to speak their mind on the streets without having bombs thrown at them. I stand for Christians. In America, saying that Jesus Christ is Lord is apt to get you killed by a Muslim. And the mayor, instead of addressing the issue, will obfuscate the truth, completely disavow. He will not even say the name of the radical Islamic terrorist, but he says white supremacists showed up for bigotry and we deserve to be murdered.
Whoa, we got some Secret Service. Whoa.
Zora on the cloud, the Muslim terrorist in this one. I pray the name of Jesus Christ's blood over you in this city. New York and America was founded as a Christian country and a Christian city and a Christian state, and we will remain.
Right there, man.
Zora, say their name.
These are running away.
White Americans built New York, Zoran, and you're destroying it. The Italians.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose.
Why did you come to New York?
Why did I come to New York to wrestle? I was born in New York. I was born in Middletown, New York. I wrestled at Hunter College. This is my city. I love this city. I've given more sweat equity. I've lived in this city. My grandfather grew up 88 years ago in Far Rockaway, New York. I am a New Yorker. I am a New Yorker, born and raised. My grandparents are from New York. My father, mother, cowards that will allow radical jihadist Islamic terrorism to take over this city. This is a shame.
Right now.
Oh, and first of all, let me address the media.
Move out of the driveway.
What cowards,
Move out of the driveway.
shameful
Get to
people
the side.
vilify,
Wow.
and they won't even name.
This is him after the IED was thrown at him.
Distance you are to me, about 3 feet in front of me, and I saw the fuse. It was smoking, and I thought my life was over right then and there. And by God's grace, I immediately acknowledged the Lord's hand in protecting me and protecting all my right-wing Crusader brothers, Christian brothers that were with me. And immediately I cried out and called upon God for His saving grace. And we knew exactly. I didn't see the guy who threw it, but I knew exactly who threw it. It was a Muslim, and they want to kill us because I'm a Christian and I speak my mind in this country. New York was built by white Christian men. Okay, and now it is being taken over and destroyed by Muslims and socialists, and so we need to defend our country. The distance.
Yeah, this nigga threw a bomb, bro. Yeah, he threw a bomb.
All right, I was seeing if we could see Jake in any of the footage that we've already been over because he said that smoke was 3 feet from him. Alright, so now in this footage, it's not being thrown. It's been set down. And do you see Jake anywhere in this image here? And is that him? I don't know. I don't know. We don't need the sound on this. So you got some people over here. You got the officers here. Who's that? Jake would be wearing green camo. There's a guy. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. Just asking questions here. Here's some people right here. Who's this right here? I don't know. Well, yeah, let me know what y'all think. Because in one image, he's throwing it. This image, boom. Where's he coming from here? He's running. Something. I don't know. Here's Jake talking to Nick.
This goes beyond political violence. This is religious violence, first and foremost. And second of all, what we need to understand is we voted in a Muslim mayor to New York City 2 months ago, and we've had the first Muslim terrorist attack on white Christians outside the mayor's home. People need to understand there's a correlation here. These things are connected. We are not safe in New York with Zoran Mamdani, the Muslim, as our mayor. He is, by his very ability to be there, he is basically sponsoring and influencing and telling these people, go out and declare jihad. By not condemning it, he's basically saying more jihads against Christians like Jake Lang. And
Could be, could be, could be. Here's a close-up here again. I don't know, guys. I mean, if he ran past Jake and then dropped the bomb over here somewhere, because look, here it's smoking. Jake said it was just 3 feet away from him. Just feet away from him. Look, I'm just talking about what I'm going to call what I see, and I'm not. One video shows him lugging it over a leopard, which they said it was the epic picture of the century. Hollering Allah Akbar, and they're all saying, did he just throw a bomb? Did he just throw a bomb? Then we have 2 sets of different footage of him running up and dropping the bomb by the police and then running. So I don't think he threw the bomb and then ran towards the bomb and then jumped over the fence. That wouldn't make sense. It seemed like you chuck the bomb, you turn around and run the other way. I don't know. Just saying. Here we have some footage. The FBI, 2 Muslim terrorists who threw an IED at anti-Islam protesters screaming Allah Akbar while targeting Christians have been walked out in cuffs by the FBI and NYPD. So apparently they're in custody of the FBI. That means the state of New York cannot, try this case, handle this case, or let the perks walk. And we all know what's been happening with these judges when they do that. Now, apparently, watch this. That him holding up that finger, is that supposed to be the ICE sign? I don't know. I read it somewhere. Let me know in the comments section, Scooby Gang, if you think that is that what that is. Now, I don't know. I didn't go ask Grok, but I need y'all to let me know what you think of all the footage that you've been seeing. I know there's been massive coverage of it. The only thing that's been happening now is NBC, NBC and I think CBS, or it might have been ABC, aren't calling them terrorists. They're saying other things, and it's just been crazy, the crap I've been seeing. But I need y'all to let me know, what are y'all seeing in all the different footage that you've seen? If y'all come up with the same conclusions I have, something's not right. Unless I'm not seeing it clearly, and I just need to see it clearly. I need somebody to help me see it clearly. One video, it's showing him jumping over the guy and chucking Allah Akbar. The other one, he's running and dropping it and then climbing over a fence. Then we had a shot of the bomb in a walkway. A crosswalk. I don't know. Did the cop pick it up and move it to the crosswalk? It looked like it was on the sidewalk to me. Right here. It's on the sidewalk. It is on the sidewalk. It wasn't on a crosswalk. Or did it get moved? And then they took some pictures of it? That's possible. Sure. I mean, look at this pic. There's people back here. Looks like they just chilling. They don't know what's going on. They see this. He's jumping over the fence. So, again, the video we just saw, he throws the bomb, Allah Akbar. But the other video shows that it looked like he just dropped it. He dropped it right there. I don't know.
Yeah, this nigga threw a bomb.
There he's running. So where is he running? Does he still have the bomb in his hand?
Bro. Yeah, he threw a bomb.
Yeah.
This nigga threw a bomb.
Now he's running.
Yeah. Bomb.
Does he have it in his hand? I don't know. Does he have it in his hand? I don't know. But he drops it right there. Y'all let me know what you think. That's what I got for right now. It's going to be a short video today going over this. It's so sick of the news. I know y'all are too. Good Lord. We just want this Iran crap to be over with. We want all the Muslims gone. We want all the illegals gone, for Pete's sake. For Pete's sake. But this is a clip. It says, despite the Democrats refusing to fund DHS, ICE is continuing to load up deportation flights in Minnesota. Pack those planes up, Nick Sordo says. 80 million Americans voted for this. So apparently they're still going on with that. Let me know what y'all think about the different angles I had and all the questions I have. Now look, I'm not saying it didn't happen. Don't have a tinfoil hat on. I'm just saying from the different footages I've seen, I'm like, am I stupid? I'm retarded? I probably am. But just the different images, the different angles, the different shots we've seen, it's just like, okay, this is weird. So he throws it, then he runs towards it. But it looks like he drops it in front of the police and then jumps over. I don't know. Why would he throw it and keep running towards the bomb? If he threw it when he jumped over that guy, that could have been possible. He jumped over the guy, hollering Akbar, Akbar, but his arm looks like he's going forward. But then he comes running, so maybe he ran towards the police and then drops it and then jumps over. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, and the learning never stops. And try not to be like me, because I'm having a moment of like, what? Retard. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. I'm tired. I had a lot of other stories, but we'll cover some things tomorrow. But I thought we'd get this out and talk about that. Just let me know what you think, man. Go check all the footage. Y'all go do Scooby Gang. Go get some clues and go investigate. And then let me know in the description how the chain of events went. Let me know. Did he jump over the guy and ran and then just dropped the bomb right there and then hopped over the fence? But then again, we had another shot of the bomb on a crosswalk. Did somebody pick it up and move it? Did the bomb squad move it to the middle of the street so they could get to it? Which is possible. We'll see. Thank you for joining me and have a great day.